Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. I've got a banger for you today. As always guys, before I get into this, please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. I know a lot of you watching this haven't actually subscribed yet, so please do and put a notification button on if you would, then you know when I post a new video. We're going to get into a potential XRP breakout, a huge statement from the SEC. Have they handed Ripple a fair notice defense victory with this statement? I don't know. An interesting thread and opinion on XRP, what's going on with crypto and Bitcoin this week. We also have at the end a nice little treat. I might have found a hidden gem. Remember, none of this is financial advice, guys, so to be taken with a pinch of salt, but always interesting to see things, especially when you think you might have found something. But anyway guys, I'll get into the video now. As I said, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy, and let's just hop straight into it. We'll start with the TA. So we've got Bitcoin here on the old daily time frame. We've actually seen quite a positive move look here from Bitcoin. Very bullish structure like I talked about yesterday. This is what I was looking for. We've broken out of this range. We've come back and retested the swing high, used that as support, wicked into the 200-day and this range high, and we look to be holding that for a continuation. It looks to be forming some kind of bull flag here. I'll take these lines away. I was just showing you where that range was yesterday when we made this video. This could be creating some kind of bull flag pattern. I'll just show you, my lines are pretty thick, so this is very, very rough, but that's the sort of bull flag pattern. There are 68, I think it's a 68% continuation percentage chance on a bull flag, so that's the sort of breakout you'd be looking for there. Ethereum is very bullish. Ethereum, if it has this daily close up where we are now, which I think it could do, or even pushes on further, we've cleared this swing high over the left here and the range high, so we're off and to the races in my opinion. We've retaken the moving averages. We're obviously waiting for some bullish confirmation, a bullish cross on those, but the only thing that's worrying me is a little bit overbought on the RSI. XRP, in my opinion, it's coiling up for a breakout here. We could be forming some sort of cup and handle pattern, which I'll just show you here. We'll just draw it on quickly. Where are we? Got an arc there, boom. Just a very rough drawing, and we could be forming this handle here. I'm not very accurate at all, but you can see the sort of structure that I'm trying to show you. Something like that. So maybe by the 9th of April we could see some sort of breakout there. We do want to see this daily candle close above the 200 again, otherwise it could just be a fake out. Although the thing that I do like about it this time, it's really held this moving average here. It's bouncing up to retest the 200. As you can see here, we did hold the 50-day moving average. We didn't retest the 200, but you can see now that we're straight back up there retesting the 200 with a long wick into the 50 and the buy box that I have drawn. So it is looking more bullish. We just go into the 4-hourly because there's another one on there. Look, you can see we're really challenging that 50-day on the 4-hourly right now as well. One actual last thing that I wanted to point out. So we have had that bullish cross on the 4-hourly RSI. Last time we had that was here, and then we rallied all the way up. How much of a percent move was that? We rallied from here. We rallied up a nice 10% move after we had that last 4-hourly cross. So that 4-hourly cross was about here. So 10% move would take us up to, bang, about the same sort of levels. We could be looking, and that would form that nice cup and handle pattern if we moved more, as in like if we move more like that, boom, then that's that 4-hourly cup and handle there. And just on the daily, I just wanted to point the RSI out as well. It looks to be coming up towards a bullish cross there, and the last time we had a bullish cross on the daily was here, which is down here, sorry guys, which is here, which is right about there. Will be accurate. It's here. It's this daily candle here, but we'll go from like mid the day, and we rallied up 21% from there. If we took a 21% rise from here, guys, on the dailies, we'd be up towards the $101 range, which I have been calling for that for a little while, and my leverage trade, that is actually my take profit. So we'll see what happens. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I got into the leverage trade the day before the FOMC meeting. We might be able to find the specific time, because I did draw a little line on the charts. I always do a little tiny line. Yeah, here was where I got in, which is the 14th of March 2022. So we're going to get into some of the news now. We'll start off with the SEC statement. It's actually Hester Pierce, who we're looking at. She says there's a new staff accounting bulletin on crypto assets, and what she said specifically is actually a bit crazy, to be honest. I'll just highlight the specific part of it that I thought was very interesting. This is her, response to staff accounting bulletin number 121 yesterday, the day before, March the 31st, 2022. She says, and I quote, "The Commission has refused, despite many pleas over many years, to provide regulatory guidance about how our rules apply to crypto assets. So some of the responsibility for the lack of legal and regulatory clarity lies on our doorstep." Guys, if that's not handing Ripple a fair notice win, I don't know what is. I actually do believe that the SEC might concede to the fair notice because they don't want this to go any further, or at least settle before that. You've got one of your 5 commissioners there literally saying there's no clarity in the market, and then the chair of the SEC saying it's so clear that we don't even need to say anything. So surely that really pushes towards Ripple and XRP's argument specifically. We're going to now look at a little thread here from Linda Jones. She's popping up all over the place at the minute. I don't really know where she came from, but let's just read this. It's an interesting thread. It doesn't necessarily mean it's what I believe, but it is interesting, guys. So, thread. "I can foresee a scenario where Russia stops delivering gas because Russia refuses to accept unfriendly currency, the euro, the dollar, and demands rubles. The contract state payment is in euros and dollars, and Putin is firm on this. The G7 countries say the contracts cannot be altered. The feeling is one I've had since the beginning. That it's absolutely not simple to change the currency of payments without violating contracts," Draghi said. "To be clear, the US and EU want to pay in their currencies and Russia wants rubles. They're in an impasse. Arbitrarium would take months according to articles, and this creates a problem. However, they could pass crypto laws faster than planned. Now, instead of 188 days, they could publicly use the XRP ledger, which would allow for the G7 countries to pay in euros and dollars and Russia to receive rubles. Solution. With gas shortages, food shortages on the horizon, time is of the essence. We must solve this problem now. Get those bills fast-tracked to Congress. XRPL is the solution, bridges the legacy system SWIFT, and is green energy as mentioned in the executive order." So it's a very interesting thread. I'd like to know what you guys think about that a little bit, and let me know in the comment section. We then also had this. I just want to touch on it. Had quite a lot of views overnight, so I think this has had 100,000 views, and he posted it yesterday, so I thought it might be interesting for you guys on YouTube to have a look at. I'll just play it for you. It's on my TikTok, of course. Huge clip from the World Government Summit 2022. Listen up.
On the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
So very interesting that in the World Government Summit 2022, so that's this year, they're talking about a new financial system, and she's saying that it's going to happen. So we're talking about CBDCs, obviously, but I also think there's going to be turbulence before that comes in. We've got like not a specific world reserve currency anymore, in my opinion. We've obviously got the dollar, but it's weakening. We've got different countries because of geopolitical events asking for different things that we've just seen, and we've also got the suggestion of other countries like Saudi Arabia potentially accepting the digital yuan for oil. So there's a lot going on in the mix at the minute, and a lot of people are really against CBDCs, and I think that like the main reason for that is like anonymity and privacy. And I can understand that argument, but I would argue that we aren't private at the minute. When you try and deposit into a crypto exchange, for example, you get blocked by your bank, or I often do. So I'd already argue that's happening. Again, you can rebel against it, or ways you can like try and protect yourself. Obviously, using Bitcoin's probably the most decentralized network at the minute, but I wouldn't say it's anonymous. You can use things like Monero, Dash, and other things like that. But in my opinion, the best play right now is ISO tokens and things that will complement this system. So like wallets, those sorts of things. That's why I'm strongly invested into XRP, because I know they have a lot of connections with banks. I don't know if they'll specifically work with CBDCs. I know they have done a lot of work with central banks. I know they have a private ledger for testing. So this all points towards like an XRP favored quant, XLM, Algorand, like even a HBAR like favored world. So let's see what happens. I'm just throwing some ideas out there for you guys to do some research on. It's not to go and invest into anything, it's just to go and have a look at. Then what else is going on this week? Well, we have Bitcoin Miami 2022, which is on the 6th and 9th of April. And we've seen this chart here from Will Clement. I retweeted it over there on Twitter. So Will Clement said, Bitcoin user growth in blue compared to supply issuance in orange. This is what programmable scarcity looks like. So these are the more like the people using the network more, and this is how much extra Bitcoin's coming into circulation. So it's really, this is obviously every halvening. That's normally when we have a bull running around these halvenings, if you didn't know that. So yeah, it's very exciting. It adds to the narrative that we've got obviously increased demand and reduced supply. That's why we get price spikes. So yeah, definitely another confluence to a positive market going forward, at least for the next few months, in my opinion. And let's see what happens at Bitcoin Miami 2022. In 2021, we had a country come out and recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. We've now obviously got Ukraine doing the same thing. So there we go. That's just something that happened last time. Can we get something like that happening this time? And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the hidden gem, guys. The hidden gem. And I want you to just take this with a pinch of salt. I had a bit of a tip-off from an anonymous source that this company is a DeFi project, a DeFi crypto. It's called Venus XVS. We'll have a little look at what it does, and then I'll tell you why I think it could be a decent tip. So Venus is where? Let's have a look. It's a DeFi protocol, an algorithmic money market and synthetic stablecoin protocol launched on Binance Smart Chain. It's simple to use crypto asset lending and borrowing system. Just basically a DeFi exchange. Its main strength is its high speed, low transaction costs, which a direct result of being built on top of the Binance Smart Chain. The protocol is the first to enable users to access lending markets of Bitcoin, XRP and Litecoin and other cryptocurrencies to source liquidity in real time thanks to its near instant transactions. I had an anonymous tip that these were being acquired by Binance. So it's currently 300th on CoinMarketCap, 307th. Whether this information is true or not, I cannot tell you that. I am not telling you to invest into this at all. I'm simply telling you guys to have a check of it if you want to. And I did actually put this out yesterday on my Discord. So probably head over there if you want to get any more updates. I always let people know as and when I know something. Let's have a look at the charts to see if it's a good time to enter. I personally entered on this blue line here. Do I think it's a good time to enter now? I mean, obviously it's rallied up high. We're quite near the top of the RSI here. So we have had a bit of a retrace since last night, bounced off the 200. It just depends on this news, whether it's true or not. I think that there's definitely a buy box area here. I'm going to just reduce this line here. I'm going to get rid of that. It's a bit too thick for me. I'm going to just do what I normally do. I think I've already got one in there actually. There, a nice little line drawn in. I'm going to create a little buy box in there to show you where I think a good area of support / resistance would be. Like a little area to maybe get a buy in if that's something you were looking to do. But again, none of this is financial advice at all. So just take it with a pinch of salt, guys. there's a decent buy box there in my opinion. The all-time highs are 10x-ish away from here. So let's see. Let's see if it's good or not. But I took a punt on it with about 1% of my portfolio. Literally just a stab in the dark though, so it's a gamble, not an investment at this point, guys. I haven't done too much research into it. But with alt season hype as well around the corner, who knows what could happen. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, go and drop me a sub, drop me a like, and tell me if you know anything about XVS or Venus itself. I'd love to know a bit more about it if you do. Oh, and I've just smashed my controller on the floor from a PlayStation. But as I said, hope you enjoyed, guys. I'll speak to you on the next one. Peace up, A-Town down, as Usher would say. Thanks for tuning in.